Magic 102.1, you're inside Magic After Dark, The Quiet Storm, KG Smooth. It is an honor and a pleasure to have in the studio one of the most soulful R&B singers of our time, ladies and gentlemen. And we just saw him Saturday night at Magic Under the Stars, hitting stage with Regina Belle. Please give it up for the incredible Glenn Jones.
Wow, man, that's quite an intro. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here, man.
Nice to be here.
Great job Saturday night, man. That Saturday night at Magic Under the Stars, that was such a magical night. A lot of
Yes.
fun. You coming out with Regina Belle. Talk about the friendship, relationship that you all have.
Oh man, we've had a friendship for over 30 years. I lived in the New York and New Jersey area for a long time, and actually, Regina's brother Bernard Bell, he and I became friends first.
Mhm.
Bernard is a guy that used to co-write with Teddy Riley. He co-wrote "Remember the Time" for Michael Jackson, and "I Like the Way," and he wrote a lot of different stuff. So I knew him first, and then I met Gina. We used to gig on the same ticket sometimes, and we recorded a record back in 2001. It was a ballad, like a wedding song from now on. And, we've just been connected ever since. We've traveled. We've been in South Africa together. The first time I went was with her and Phil Perry.
Hmm.
And she's just a great person, man.
Yeah. Talk about Saturday night. Did you stay for the rest of the show? Did you get to see the SOS Band or Midnight Star or even Miss
I
Patti
saw
LaBelle?
some of it, man. I had a long day that day because we were traveling. And I was trying to get here in time for the show. And,
Uh-huh.
we missed the first flight. It was crazy, but I enjoyed what I saw. It's always a pleasure just to see, great veteran artists like, SOS and Midnight Star. I love them. And, Patti LaBelle, she's incredible. Um, it was nice doing the song with Regina for the first time. We'd never
Yeah.
sung that song together
Oh,
other
really?
than the studio.
Oh, so that was really an
Ye-
exclusive for
yes.
you. That was the first time y'all had performed that song
Yes,
together
yes, it
live.
was. Yes, sir. Yes, it
Oh,
was.
so we
Beautiful.
witnessed some history on
Yeah,
Saturday night.
that's right.
Magic After Dark, The Quiet Storm, talking to Glenn Jones, who was in the building. Listen, I got a lot of young people who listen to The Quiet Storm, like surprisingly. Like when I
Wow.
saw the numbers,
Yeah.
I mean, like 18 to 24 that tune in. So
Oh
they
man.
may not be all the way familiar with your work. So just
Right.
give us the brief, bio of Glenn Jones,
Okay.
how you got started.
Okay. Typical story. Got started in church.
Yep,
Singing in
of
church.
course.
Mama
That's
take
where it
me
all
to church.
started.
And I did that. And then when I got a little older, I started singing with a group from Jacksonville, Florida, because that's where I'm from.
Mhm.
Started singing with them when I was about 10, 11 years old. And I travel all over the country, man, with all of the gospel
Was that the
greats.
modulates?
Ooh,
Or-
modulations.
Modulations.
Yes,
Modulates,
yes,
excuse me.
yes.
That would have been
That's all right.
modulations, yeah.
And we toured, with all of the, Mighty Clouds and Shirley C's and all the gospel greats. And then eventually, to fast forward, I met Reverend James Cleveland. He took me in the studio, produced my first record at Ray Charles' studio out in Los Angeles. And from there, I did another gospel album. And then Norman Connors heard my second gospel album
Yeah.
and asked me to be featured on one of his records, Melancholy Fire. And the record went top 15. And that's when I started my career in secular music. And from there, I got to deal with RCA, and then it just flows on from
Just
there.
flew on. So, can you talk about the ridicule that you faced from going from gospel to secular? Because I know you
See,
got it.
how you know that? How you know that?
know you got it hard.
Yeah, it was hard, man, because I was raised in a Pentecostal church,
Oh.
and I was really worried for my mother, because she was an evangelist in the church, and but she encouraged me. She said, it's about how you do it,
Mhm.
So, and lyrically, conceptually, my music has always been, just love songs, and they gave me a hard time, they gave me the going to hell speech, and all
Yeah.
of that, man. But we're living in different times now, so people are a
Oh,
little
yeah.
more relaxed about it.
I'm glad to hear that your mother encouraged you
She
to do
did.
that. You saying that reminded me of Aretha Franklin.
Right.
How she said, her father, the great Reverend C.L. Franklin, like encouraged her to,
Yes.
yeah, go ahead and do it. And it reminded me of a story that I heard where he had did a sermon somewhere, just it was great. And then Aretha was going to perform the blues afterwards, and the
Right.
crowd was about to leave. He was like, "What? Y'all think that I'm not going to sit here and listen to my daughter sing,
You got
even
that
if it
right.
is the blues?"
You got
That's
that
right.
right.
So to have that acceptance, because once your parents say it's all right and they accept you,
You're
like
good.
everything else don't even matter.
Hey man, I had flown out to California to do the record with Norman, and I was a nervous wreck, because I'd
Hmm.
always done gospel all my life, and I was a little church kid, and when I spoke to my mom and she said it was cool, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah,
We're talking to Glenn Jones inside Magic After Dark, The Quiet Storm. Mr. Jones, what is love?
love is patience and understanding. Love is long suffering. Love is putting the other person before yourself. It's not selfish. And love is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did it teach you about you being in love? Like any crazy things that you had done that love taught you about you? Like, man, I never thought that I would do this, but this got me so wrapped up.
Well, let me put it this way.
Uh-huh.
I've been with my wife for many many years, so I guess that's an example of what love can do.
Yeah.
Because being in a relationship, and particularly being in a marriage, is not easy. And the fact that I'm in music and entertainment, so when you look at 30 years, which a lot of people say that's rare for a couple to be together that long, in
Hmm.
the
In
industry.
this industry, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what I have learned is that love, it's always there, but sometimes it's a little more prevalent than other times. It's like you fall in and out of love. You
Hmm.
can love somebody, but not just deeply
Be
being. Yeah,
in
but then
love.
you go through periods where for some reason you reconnect, and I guess you evaluate your life and say, okay, well, this is where I really want to be. So at the end of the day, you fall in and out of love, and that's why people, they don't need to just give up. At the first, at the beginning of trouble, or when things start to you know kind of cool down. You got to give it a shot, man, because
Yeah,
it'll come back.
no
It'll come
doubt.
back.
We got Mr. Show Me, Glenn Jones inside Magic After Dark, The Quiet Storm. Okay, so I need you to reach into your arsenal. Okay, we're about to
Oh,
have a little fun right now. I want to know five of your favorite all-time slow jams, and we're gonna play these tonight. So if you could think of
oh
five
wow.
for me,
Okay,
and then and we'll go through no particular order,
okay,
and we'll go through and you tell me what that song means to you and why.
okay,
So give me the
okay.
first one.
I would say the first one is we've only just begun. No, I'm playing,
No, hey,
man.
no, hey,
no,
no, they can be your
not
own.
one
Why
of
not?
my. No, I do have a song that I recorded called "In You,"
Uh-huh.
which is a perfect wedding song. I believe Yolanda Adams used it for her wedding.
Oh wow.
And I love the song. It's funny, when I wrote the song, I pulled over on the side of the road. I was headed up to New York to record it. I didn't have the lyrics. So, I pulled over and took a nap. And when I woke up, man, I said, I got to have something when I get to the studio. And I just, I just started writing.
Yeah.
And it came together. So in you, I found perfect love. Um, 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 Angela and Renee, you don't have to cry.
You don't have to cry, Angela.
Yeah.
Now, what is it about that song? What that song mean to you?
Um, it's about someone being there for you. The other person, saying that no matter what comes, I'm here for you. And just, I guess, just the Angela is so awesome, man. Her vocals are so crazy, and the melody, and the song was just well written,
Yeah.
well produced.
Okay.
You know,
Let's get into it.
yeah.
We got Glenn Jones in the studio. I'm asking him his favorite five slow jams. That was You Don't Have to Cry, Renee and Angela. Give me another one.
Man, Love, Love by Donny Hathaway. Is that a considered a slow jam?
Y- y- I think we could get away with it.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That's one, and Ribbon in the Sky, of course.
Living
Stevie,
Ribbon in the Sky. Stevie.
Stevie. Yeah,
So many people
gotta.
have done, their own versions and renditions,
Yeah,
but you want the original.
yeah, and I recorded an album of 10 of my favorite all-time R&B ballads, what all-time songs, R&B songs.
Hmm.
So I guess that's four I gave you, right?
Yeah, that's four. We got one more.
Man, it's so
Glenn
much
Jones.
great music, man. You messing me up, man.
That's why I love asking this question. I
Um,
always seem to stumble.
Love Ballad.
Love ballad. Okay,
Yeah,
LTD.
Jeffrey LTD. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Tell me about the story behind that one.
Well, not really. It's like I'm a musician, and
Yeah.
I've been writing songs since I was 14 years old. So just learning how the whole structure of a song is, and just being able to create a melody that will last forever. And when you think about Love Ballad, I mean, it's timeless. When you put it on,
As soon
everybody's
as you hear
hands,
that,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so
So that first,
yeah,
mm-hmm,
yeah, it's in there.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Love ballad LTD. Magic 102.1, you're inside Magic After Dark, The Quiet Storm, KG Smooth. The pleasure of having Glenn Jones in the building, sir. So, what's going on now? What's next? What can the people expect from you? I mean, we saw you Saturday night.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So, what can we look forward to?
Well, Saturday night I perform my new single with Regina Belle, Love by Design. So that's been doing very well. I'm very excited about that. I have an album that we completed, which is entitled Love by Design,
Okay.
self-entitled. And I'm doing that. And I have a foundation. I have a foundation called the Love Jones Foundation, in which I go.
The Love Jones Foundation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope.
man. We go into facilities like elderly facilities, and we love on the people that we call them the forgotten seniors. And we go in and I take my little rhythm section in, for my band, and I play music. I give them gifts. I play from Nat King Cole, a Billie Holiday, to Frank Sinatra, to Andre Crouch, or whatever, and just let them know, that there are people that care, and just give them that moment. You know what I'm saying? To uplift them. We do that, and we work with the kids. In conjunction with the boys and girls clubs, I go in and I do workshops and PowerPoint presentations just to teach them, how music has has evolved, and the fact that a lot of music that they hear that they think is brand new is not new.
Yeah.
Yo, man, Miles Davis did that record a long time ago.
I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah,
listen, ain't nothing new under the
Under
sun.
the sun, I always say that.
I remember when I was going through my jazz phase and I was studying some of the greats, particularly Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes.
And I'm listening to How High the Moon that was recorded like in the 30s or in the 40s.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing her do riffs and runs and things that I heard other artists do that I thought was original.
Right.
And Ella Fitzgerald was doing it 80
Yeah.
plus years ago. And I was
That's
like,
right.
wow, like
Yeah.
she was ahead of her time. So yeah, ain't
Yes.
nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
But what is new is this new music that we are looking forward to from Glenn Jones, Love by Design. Can you give us a ballpark when can we
Well,
get that?
actually, the single is out.
The single's
now.
out.
All you
Okay.
have to do is go to glennjonesmusic.com, and it can take you to any of those platforms that you can download the record.
Well, let's get into that song, Love by Design by Glenn Jones. Sir,
All right.
thank you for your time stopping
Thank you
by
for
the
having
Quiet
me,
Storm, man.
Appreciate it.
R&B legend Glenn Jones is in the building. Magic 102.1.